Guys, Amada here. Okay, so I am pretty exhausted. I'm officially on a countdown for um, bariatric surgery to be done on the 7th. Let me just turn this radio off. Sorry about that. I am scheduled to have the gastric bypass on April 11th. You can probably tell from my voice, I'm pretty exhausted. Um, as a tour guide in New York City, I think I get around pretty well. Last year, I had a lot of difficulties with my knees, which is what prompted this whole experience of basically, yeah, you need to lose some weight, and why don't you lose it for life? And just before, you basically die of diabetes or osteoarthritis causing you to not be able to do what you really love to do, which is giving tours and performing. So, yeah, so I've been on track almost. Um, I had to get down to 350. I'm still the next 7 days going to do what I need to do to be consistent with the weight loss. I spent the last 4 days with a really cool group of kids from Chicago. They were here for a student trip. And as a tour guide slash tour operator, not tour operator, tour director is actually the better word for it. My job is to meet them, be with them the whole time. I am their guide. I'm not accustomed to having groups bigger than 45 people. I was pretty shocked actually when I was meeting my group and I found out that there was 2 buses. So yeah, I'll be talking to the director about that, the travel company that put all this together, because they should know that it's just not safe to have so many people. Um, I thought I did pretty good as far as making sure that everybody got where they needed to get to, that if somebody was injured, we took our time and made sure to do that. We also did a lot of shopping. They got to go into there was stops that they wanted to make for souvenirs and things like that. And so I think overall they were smiling, they were happy, and they were really great kids. We got to see School of Rock, which I had never seen before, which was fantastic. One of their people didn't come, so they had an extra ticket for almost all of their planned activities. And it was pretty great to be able to offer those to people who are on the street because they're non-refundable. But I also was able to bring my husband to come see School of Rock, and then my best friend Anna to see Aladdin last night. So it was pretty great. During the time I was with them, a lot of their food was already pre-scheduled, pre-ordered. A lot of it was, pastas or pizza or Caesar salads or, there was buffet style foods. And it worked out okay for me because I have been being pretty consistent with the diet. Shakes, in the morning, in the afternoon. I'm hungry every 4 hours, and as long as I've got my shake, I'm good. But I did find that I had a little bit of difficulty working so hard because this type of job, being a tour director, is it's not like 90 minutes. You give a tour, you're on your feet, people are walking with you. No, you are 90 minutes if you're even giving a tour at all, because sometimes it's just you have to get them to where they need to get to so that they can see something, and you give them 2 minutes of information and then they're off on their own and that kind of thing. So it's not, I always just feel a little dissatisfied that they don't actually get a tour. And in fact, the tour I had offered for them to do got canceled because it was raining, so we had to reschedule and do all of that. So they went to like the Natural History Museum, which was fine. They were really happy. They got to do that. So that was not scheduled. I'm sorry, my strap keeps falling. So whatever, these are just things, but and then in between, like, it's not just physically exhausting getting them where they need to get to and being up early and getting them back to their hotels and stuff like that, but it's also mentally draining because you're not just working with the kids, you're working with the chaperones, you're also working with the bus drivers, and the bus driver, I was having some difficulties with my bus driver, one of the bus drivers, because he doesn't listen, and they're not from New York. They were from Chicago, and they were just very disgruntled most of the time, and I didn't think that that was very fair to that. Anyway, that's a whole nother thing, but I'm just trying to say that there was some mental um strains is the word, which for somebody like me who is struggling to lose weight. Sorry, now I'm getting like a little emotional. I'm just so tired. Um, and somebody like me who, is a go-to for stress release, has eaten food, or gotten a drink, you can't do that on the job. And I've basically given up alcohol, as much as I possibly can, on this diet because it's been so strict, and there was some really rewarding moments too. Like we did this, sorry, we did this boat ride, like around the river, and like you get to around the Hudson, and you get to see the city, and it was really fun. Like I thought that the cruise was really, it was a dinner cruise, and it was pretty simple. There was a DJ, there was lights, there was music, there was a buffet, and like you ate, you had some soda, like there was no alcohol on the ship at all, and none of the chaperones were getting drinks, and so it was a very sobering, fun experience. I thought that I brought a lot of energy to the group and was able to get them up and dancing and having a good time, and like all the kids were like, "Dang, girl, you got some moves. Our tour guide's the best." So it was really rewarding to have those things. And I remember being pretty tired already from just the walking and the moving around, and like, and then having to call the restaurants ahead of time, having to call the bus drivers and explaining to them how to get to an address, and like, it's just like a lot of like mental, it's all, and this isn't like, you know, I'm not saying that this is extremely hard work, but even like when I was explaining to my best friend Anna last night and my husband Damon when they picked me up from um from the show, because I had my suitcase and stuff, and I had to say bye to the kids, um, it was just like I was explaining to them like what on a day-to-day basis, like what my activities were, and they were like, I could never do that. Like, it's not a job everybody can do and whatever, but if I think with good practice, like it just becomes routine and it becomes natural habit to be doing things. So it's just like any other job, it just takes a couple of times to get it right and then you get it. But back to why I'm making my videos, to update you guys on a couple of things that I did notice. So the day that we had the cruise boat ride, which was super fun, I did eat a little bit of chicken. I did have like a tiny bit of like a bite of macaroni and cheese. I took a bite of a potato salad just to taste everything. Um, and that night I didn't eat too much. I actually made a salad with balsamic dressing. So most of my plate was a salad with a little dressing on it. And I drank, I think it was iced tea with no sugar in it and water all night. Um, but I was dancing, I was moving, I was having fun with the kids. I wanted them to feel good and not feel embarrassed, and like just really like get them involved and stuff, and tried to get the chaperones up and dancing and stuff, and we did at some point. So that was really fun. And when we got back to the hotel, I had gotten into a little bit of an argument with the driver prior to going to my room, and I felt very shaky. I felt kind of dizzy. And after I told Damon, what had happened and what was going on and everything, my husband, I was talking to him on the phone. I put the phone down, and then I realized like the room was spinning. And I wanted to take a shower. I was like sweating so bad, I was like, oh girl, I'm done. Like I need a shower and I'm gonna go to bed, whatever. The room was spinning and I almost blacked out and passed out on the floor. I sat down and tried to like just put my head down and like breathe, just breathe, just breathe, just breathe. Maybe I'm just tired. Maybe, maybe I'm just like my body's just tired. Maybe I'm just mentally like getting tired. But, and then I was thinking, I'm like, why do I feel this way? And I basically called Damon back and I was like, listen, I'm in room 703 at the Newark Hilton Airport, hotel. Like, if you don't hear from me in the morning, please come have somebody come check on me. Like, I was really worried there. And, and then I told him, I'm like, I'm going to try to take a shower. And the whole time I was in the shower, I was like holding myself up, washing my hair. I had to wash it twice because it was in my hair still. I have to do something about this. I had to wash it twice, and then like I just sort of like just slowed down and like got the water running over me and like calming down, and then I got some water and I was like, I'm just tired, I'll just lay down. But then when I went to lay down, my heart was like this. I was like, and I was like, why do I feel this way? And I was like, I feel shaky. I feel uneasy. I don't know why I'm feeling like this. And then I thought, maybe I didn't eat enough today. And I'm at and it's too late to order any food. I mean, like I could have gotten something from, the airport hotel, um, what is it called when you can order room service? But I didn't want to be waiting like an hour for food just when I wasn't even really that hungry. And I got really worried and I was like, I think that I probably have low blood sugar. Now, the situation that was happening with my period has actually stopped just recently, like literally just stopped like a day ago. So I guess the progesterone pills that I'm taking are helping. If you guys are watching me for the first time, I basically have been on my period since New Year's. The gynecologist said that she thought that I might have a polyp. They're going to do an ultrasound on the 18th. And I'm scheduled for gastric bypass on the 11th. So I'm hoping that I can make all of my appointments. But basically, yeah, so I was laying in the bed and back to the gynecology. And so when I went to her, I had explained to her that, I was very concerned that I was losing so much blood. And she said, yeah, maybe, you need like some iron pills. She's like, I can get you some iron supplements. But when you take the iron supplements, you're supposed to drink orange juice with it to help it spread out. So I had purchased some orange juice at the hotel lobby. And when I was laying in bed, I remembered that I was like, oh, I think I still have some orange juice. So I got up. I'm so glad that I did. I got up and I took a couple of drinks of the orange juice. and it felt like it took like maybe 5 minutes, but I swear like like it was like the airways opened up, like I could actually breathe. Like I actually could breathe better. So I I don't know if that means I'm pre-diabetic. I don't know, if that's what's normal when you have low blood sugar and you can't breathe. Like I don't know. But it was really scary. And um and that's what happened. So, yeah, so today's Wednesday, so I'm now at 6 days. We're in the 6-day countdown and um we'll see what happens. All right, guys. If you guys have any questions, feel free to post a comment below. Sorry this isn't a very high energy video. I'm so exhausted. But oh, and then I forgot to mention that my dad has cancer. I might have mentioned this before in the other videos, but he had lung cancer, and in February I had to go home to be with my mom when he had the surgery. And then they've had him in radiology, and then they've had him getting chemo on Thursdays, and then my mom and dad go home on the weekends. And apparently yesterday my dad fell, and his foot was like weird, like just I he fell in the bathroom, and it was pretty awful, and he had to have surgery immediately. 7 fractures, and they're keeping him in rehab for a month, my mom said, but they'll still be able to take him to his appointments. So my mom is now not, I guess she'll be going to visit my dad at the hospital, but this is life. This is what happens. Stuff like this happens. I was worried that he was going to fall, and he did. And just worried. I'm just worried about him, that's all. God, what a depressing video. It's depressing, and at the same time I'm like, hey, my period stopped, yay, I'm on track and fixing that, and the surgery's coming up, so I should be excited about that, and bookings have been coming in, so money's coming in, and it's like, there's good stuff, and there's bad stuff, and all of it's manageable, right? So that's what we got to work on. Okay. This video is now 18 minutes long. If you guys are still watching this, thank you. All right. Well, I hope you guys are awesome. If you got any questions about the diet and all that stuff, feel free to leave me a comment. If you have any questions about anything else I do, leave me a comment. I'll be happy to answer them. And I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.